A fairly muted week on Bitcoin here due to the holiday season that we've experienced over the past week. We've had Christmas, the Christmas holiday period, and Bitcoin really hasn't moved much, okay? So we've had fairly low volume, but Bitcoin continues to struggle in the high 90 range. So as soon as we got the retest of 99,000, it pulled back very violently. The bears will not let Bitcoin back into six figures. So we want to discuss a little bit about what's happened so far this year. It's been a fantastic year for Bitcoin and the stock market. So we want to be discussing both markets in this video, and we want to discuss what we can look forward to in 2025 for Bitcoin, the altcoins, and the stock market, with Donald Trump coming into office in January. So lots to look forward to. I want to discuss the technicals, what we can see on the charts, whether we think that the top might be in for Bitcoin. It's a possibility, but we're going to discuss that. We're going to look at some key data points to see where we are in the cycle. So I don't want to drag this on too long, the introduction. I want to get straight in to the charts and have a look at the technicals. So let's go. All right, so we've got the long-term Bitcoin chart here, the BLX. Okay, what we can see here is quite unorthodox, meaning we have around another 3-4 days of the year left in terms of a price action. Okay, so this can turn bullish. Okay, this can turn bullish here. Bitcoin can turn bullish and close out bullishly for the month. However, right now we are down around 2% in the month of December, which is quite unusual. Okay, that is quite unusual for Bitcoin after election, during election years, for sure. Okay, Bitcoin usually in December is very bullish. Even in 2023 it was bullish. 2021 very bullish, very bullish. Okay, so quite unusual this time around. Okay, so a little bit of a shift in behavior from investors. You could say, 100,000 was a big psychological level. Everybody was waiting for that psychological level. We hit it, people started taking profits. That is quite expected, guys. All right, that is quite expected. That is not something that's unusual. So I was expecting a lot of profit taking at 100,000. I didn't think it's just going to blast straight through. I did expect a form of resistance here, and we can see this week. I expected Bitcoin to hit around 102, 103. We didn't quite get there. We actually only managed to get to the value area high of this range. Okay, let's pull in a volume profile. And what we can see here is Bitcoin, it came into the value area high and a straight rejection. All right, straight rejection through. So yeah, fairly bearish. I was expecting Bitcoin to hit around 102, 103. We didn't quite reach that far high. We only got to the value area high, close to six figures, and then subsequently dropped. But the thing is, this week can't really be judged, to be honest. This week is a fairly low volume week because of Christmas. I expect the upcoming week to have a little bit more action when people get back from the holidays. Maybe next week and the week after. All right. We could take out some of these lows here and get down to the value area low here around 90,000, and then start pumping. If we fail that, I expect the price, I said it in a prior video, I expect $86,000. If it loses $86,000, I think that's not going to be a very good sign, in my opinion. Okay, that's not going to be a very good sign. I mean, we're still in a bull market, but we could start really falling hard at that point, guys. All right, if we don't hold this range, I think we could start falling really hard. All right, and I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen. I do think if it gets down to 86, which is a possibility, we're going to see buyers stepping in and driving price higher. All right. So I think I'm bullish for 2025. I think this bull market still has some legs in it, especially the altcoin market. I think altcoin market is still yet to get going. So I believe the altcoin market still has a way to go. Bitcoin, I think, still has a way to go. And we pull up an indicator that I really like. MRV, the MVRZ score, okay? The MVRZ score, okay? I really like this indicator. I use this for trying to predict tops and bottoms. Okay, you can see last time when Bitcoin was really moving aggressively, we got really high in this reading. Okay, so this reading, it got to like 70, and then we started forming bearish divergence on this indicator. Right now we are nowhere near those type of levels, so that's what I want to see. I want to see a high, come back down, another high. I want to see some bearish divergence for a potential top in the market. That's what I'm looking for personally. Okay, so the kind of thing I'm looking for is a move higher, maybe 130, move back down, and move higher, and then I would want to see some bearish divergence like we saw on this top here. All right, so we got higher highs and lower highs in the oscillator. So that's the kind of thing I would want to see again for a potential a topping pattern in the market. So I don't think the top is in. We could likely face some downward pressure into 86, 87, and then I think we're going to carry on into 120, 130 before a bigger pullback. I think once we get to around 130, I expect a bigger pullback at that point, maybe back down towards 94, 95, and then 150, 160, and I think that will be your top. All right, around maybe June, July. I think that will start your next bear market. All right, so that's what I think is going to happen again this time. Could be wrong, but yeah, I don't think the cycle top is in. Okay, this is another indicator you can download on your charts. Is a PI cycle top indicator, and this is basically a moving average, 350 and 111 day moving average. And as you can see in 2017, when the 111 crosses into the 350, that usually marks the top of the bull market. And look at this in 2017, it absolutely caught the top to perfection, guys. All right, caught the top to perfection. The next one in 2020, when it crossed here. It crossed around $63,000 when it crossed 62, 63. Okay, you could have slightly got some more, but would you want to be in the market when Bitcoin went through this dump of 55%? Everybody thought the bull market is over, and we got a stunted cycle. Everybody thought it's going to go to 100. Didn't happen. Same thing is happening on social media right now. People said this is going to 250, 300, 400, 500. And I'm here to keep it real with you guys. That is not happening, guys. All right, that is not happening in the cycle. I am very, 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 very certain, almost certain, to say that 250, 300,000, in my opinion, is not going to happen. I want to keep it real with you guys. It's not, very, very unlikely. After this cycle, next bull market, yes, sure, 250, 300, maybe even higher. But this bull market, that's not happening, guys. It's not going to 400,000, 500,000. I would yeah, I'd be the most shocked person on the planet if Bitcoin got to 400,000 or even 250. I don't think that's happening. The max, I think it's going to top out around 170, 175, and that's one hell of a bull market, guys. That's one hell of a bull market, right? That is one hell. This bottom at 15, so that's more than a 10x. All right, that's more than a 10x on an asset like Bitcoin. That is some going. All right. Unfortunately, if you didn't get in around 2030s, then you're buying at the top here, and you're wanting 250. It's not going to happen. All right, it's not going to happen, guys. So yeah, soon, you can see here, this is not crossed yet. All right, this is not crossed. So what I'm expecting a move higher on Bitcoin. All right, a move higher, pull back. I expect this line to start converging. Also, this line to start converging like this, and then a move out of this. Okay, I mean, I drew that a bit too far, probably around here, and I expect this line to start converging with this line, and once that converts, that is your top signal for me. All right, on this we've got around February, but for me around February, March time, I think the top is likely going to be coming in around March time. All right, and we can chop around after that. All right, there's no reason to say we can't chop around and then pull back into a bear market. That's kind of what I expect to happen. I think the top is going to come in, then we're going to probably even get to a double top at some point, getting people bullish again, thinking it's going to hit 250, and then yeah, it does pretty similar to what happened here. All right, so 150, 140, that's the time I'll be taking my chips off the table, guys. I'll be completely out of crypto at that point. All right, so that's my long-term view for the next year ahead in 2025. We are bullish. I think it's going to be bullish for Bitcoin. I think it's going to be bullish for the stock market as well. All right, so NQ actually is green on the week. Like I said, on this drop that we had during the FOMC, because Fed was cutting 2 times instead of 3 or 4, we saw a dump. I said it's a complete overreaction, and it was. We got a nice move to the upside, almost went back to all-time highs, but we filled in this fair value gap here, and we are starting to come down. I do think this is a pullback before a continuation to all-time highs into the new year. I do believe towards the end of January, I think we're going to get the bigger correction. I think 10% correction, but I expect the stock market to carry on heading higher, and I will be adding on any significant dips of 10% or more in Nasdaq. If I'm going to swing trade Nasdaq, I'm going to be looking for a minimum 9 to 10% correction. At that point, I will add a swing position long. I haven't added any swing positions. I'm out of all swing positions at the moment. We're trading this on a daily basis, and that is good enough for me right now. It generates me great daily income on a weekly and daily basis. So we are very happy trading Nasdaq on a day-to-day basis. My long-term view remains the same. I think we pump higher towards 23,000 on it, 23 and a half, before we see a bigger pullback probably towards the end of January. But I'm bullish on Nasdaq in 2023. We're following the global liquidity, because I think global liquidity obviously drives asset prices, and as soon as liquidity starts getting pulled out the market, that's when we can revise our projections into 2026, because I think global liquidity is still expanding. We are still, China's pumping money into their economy. The Fed are going to start QE. QT just finished, okay, or is finishing, and we're going to start QE. So more liquidity is to come in 2025, but the markets are forward projecting a And once we know that liquidity is going to start getting pulled from the market, I think, we can get 20-25% pullback on Nasdaq, and I think the same for Bitcoin, 25-30%. S&P maybe doesn't go into a bear market. Maybe you get 15, close to a bear market. But I think Nasdaq is an asset that can go into a bear market into 2026. But we will have to see the liquidity conditions at that point. Okay, we've got great economic people in the space that we follow. We will continue to follow them because they have played these cycles to an absolute T, guys. All right, they've played it perfectly. Lynn Alden is one of those people. She provides very, very good objective analysis on the markets. All right, so once we get early signs of liquidity getting pulled from the markets, we will then readjust our portfolios. All right, so let's have a look at the altcoin market. Altcoins actually had a green week. All right, a few percent higher, good sign on the altcoin market. Bitcoin dumped, altcoins kind of stood their ground, and I think that is going to be that's going to remain. It's going to be the same thing for the going forward, guys. All right, on the altcoin space, in my opinion, I think this is about to come here. All right, you're about to get this move. You're about to get this move into here. All right, I think that's what's about to happen. I think altcoins are going to start pulling into January. You're going to likely get a blow off top or a correction, maybe another move higher, and the party is all over. All right, but yeah, this is setting up really nicely for an altcoin season here, guys, in January. That's exactly what I think is going to happen. I do think we're going to get an altcoin season here, guys. All right, this is going to blast past, maybe get to around 2 trillion. That will on the bigger cryptos, you're probably going to look at 3x, 4x. Smaller ones, you're probably looking at about 6, 7, 8x, maybe even 10, 20 on some of the smaller coins. But I think you'll get 3x on stuff like Dogecoin, Link, ADA for sure. XRP, you probably get a 2x on there. DOT, you're probably getting 3, 4x's. Matic, again, another 3x, 4x. So yeah, I think altcoins is setting up really well. Bitcoin dominance red on the week. So this, for me, needs to start pulling down. All right, I need to see Bitcoin dominance start to fall down here. All right, that's what I'm expecting. Whether it happens or not is we will have to closely monitor Bitcoin dominance, because until we get that pullback, that's when we can confirm the altcoin bull. The altcoin season is here. Until that happens, we have to remain cautious here. But this is the time where you want to be positioning. We've made a lower high here, and we're starting to pull back down. So yeah, you want to start positioning here. You don't want to position when this starts falling here. This is not the time to get in. All right, the time to get in is here, and you're anticipating that move. So yeah, obviously position carefully. Don't over leverage. Don't use leverage. But position, if you have your favorite altcoins, they're down 20-30%. Yeah, this is the time to start buying, guys. All right, this is the time to start buying, and I expect this to start falling, and also altcoin season start kicking off here. All right, guys. USDT again. I expect this to start falling towards the 2.6%. This is when you'll see the bottom in the market, in my opinion. All right, this is when you'll see the bottom in the market around 2.5, 2.8%. I expect a move down on USDT, and we're getting, it's a red week, and I expect more of the same. This to start trending downwards. We could get a move higher and then I move back again to shake some people out. But the overall trend, I expect this to continue moving towards the downside for a top in the market. All right, guys. Anyways, that's it for this video. Hope the analysis has made sense to you guys. I hope you took something from it. Remain calm in these markets. It's not easy to stomach 30-40% corrections. I get it. Don't sell your coins when they tank 30-40%. Hold on to them. Wait for better prices if you want to exit the market. But for me, this is the time for us to position ourselves so we can, really capitalize, because this is these next 2 months is pretty much in a whole 4-year period is what people wait for. People wait 4 years for these next 2-3 months, and we're here, so we need to stay strong. We need to be able to stomach these corrections. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed the video, hit that subscribe button, hit that like, hit that share for future videos. See you in the next video, guys. Take care. Peace.